And we are live. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream tonight. We've got Eastern Conference action coming your way. Two of the better teams in the East this year. The New York Rangers in Toronto to take on the Maple Leafs. Really appreciate everybody coming by. It's good to have you in the chat tonight. Rangers and Panthers fan, Austin, Tamara. What is going on? Welcome in. Drew, welcome. Joaquin, thank you for being here. After the winter, welcome in. I'm going to get the poll up in the chat so you all can start getting your votes in on who you think is going to win this one tonight. But obviously a big-time matchup here between two very good teams. Rangers are on the road trying to steal a W, while Toronto, home ice, obviously looking to defend their rink here and get another big win. So, poll is up in the chat. You guys should be able to get your votes in and are good to go. And we'll see what you guys think. Ikeka, welcome. Diego, welcome in. Bardowski, Riley, Joey, what is going on? Thank you guys all so much for coming by tonight. You're getting ready to get into the action here. Still a little bit away from puck drop. Probably another 10 minutes or so until things actually get going on the ice. But obviously going to be a fun matchup here. We saw the Rangers play on Monday. Or Monday? Yeah, today's Wednesday. We saw the Rangers play on Monday. They won that game. Did a good job there against Florida. That was actually a kind of a one-sided game in favor of the Rangers. And they're up to 59 points now on the season. Third place in the Metro Division. And pretty solidly in a playoff spot as of right now. Toronto obviously has been fantastic this year. 66 points on the season. Second in the Atlantic Division. The only team they're behind in the division is Boston, and that's because Boston has 80 points, which is absolutely ridiculous. But the Leafs have been good. They're trying to get their 30th win of the year here tonight, and they've been playing pretty well recently, 6-3-1 in their last 10. Rangers are 7-2-1 in their last 10, so both teams playing good hockey here over the last couple of weeks. So excited for this one to start. What is going on, everybody? Beach Sea Transportation, welcome in. Bardowski, thank you for subscribing. Let's welcome Bardowski in. Hockey fan, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Brian, what's going on? Let's see. Pablo, welcome. Thanks for coming by. Gerry, welcome. Good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being here. Brandon, welcome. Bolts and Caps fan, good to have you. Gavin, good to have you in the chat. Marinelli Bros, welcome in. And we're getting ready to go here for this one. Should be a fun game. Hey, what's going on, Cy? Welcome. Good to see you here tonight. Really appreciate it. It was good, Austin. It was pretty good today. Obviously a long day, but it went well. Hey, Music Zombie Girl, what's going on? Thanks for coming by. Good to have you here in the chat. Derek, what is going on? Welcome. Thanks for coming by. Awesome to see you here. Really appreciate it. Hey, what's going on, Jay? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I didn't even know. I haven't looked at my fantasy hockey team in probably a week and a half. So, my lineups are not really set, but we'll see how it goes this week. I'm not cheering for anybody, Marinelli Bros. I'm just hoping for a good hockey game. Yep, Bruins play the Lightning tomorrow night, Ikeka. I'll be doing in-person play-by-play for UMass Dartmouth. I mean, I feel like it's got to be coming, Pablo. They're definitely a team that's played a lot worse than they should have been this year, and I don't know if it's going to happen during the season. Now, I think if it was going to happen during the season, it would have already. But I do think at the end of the year, I would not be surprised to see a coaching change in Columbus, because they have never been good under Brad Larson, and he's been there for a few years now. I think this is like his third year as coach or something like that. So, they just haven't been good under him. I wouldn't be surprised to see a move made at the end of the year. Probably not going to happen mid-season. Vernon, what is going on? Mike, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Good to see you in the chat. Yeah, Vancouver's the only team that's made a coaching change so far this year. Bruce Boudreau is out and Rick Tocchet is in. So now we don't have Rick Tocchet here on TNT anymore. God, I almost said NBC. So used to NBC being the channel that covers hockey, but we don't have Rick Tocchet here on TNT anymore because he's off coaching the Canucks now. Also, looks like Will Cooley is going to make his NHL debut tonight. Number 50 for the Rangers. He was drafted by them a couple of years ago. I believe in the second round, if I'm not mistaken. But he is going to be playing his first NHL game here tonight. Or was he a first-round pick? He was either first... He might have been a first-round... No, it was second round. I was right the first time. I started second-guessing myself there. But he was a 2020 second-round draft pick by the Rangers. And he'll be playing his first regular season NHL game here today. Probably, I don't know, it's in Toronto. They usually start their games later. I'd probably say another 3 minutes or so until face-off, but, I mean, they'll start it when they start it. Watching an Energizer commercial right now. I didn't watch any of it, Gavin. I know that it was extremely high scoring, but, I didn't actually see any of the games, so I really don't have any thoughts on it, because I saw Pittsburgh won in overtime, and it was like, 7-6 or something like that? It was extremely high scoring, but I saw 0 seconds of the game itself, so... It was pretty good, Jay. It was obviously a long day. We worked from like 7 to 4, so it was a pretty long day. But yeah, it was a good first day. Didn't screw anything up too badly. Hey Willie, what is going on? Welcome in. Thanks so much for being here. Awesome to have you in the chat. A lot, Pablo. I don't think they're really even close right now. They are a long, long way away from making it to the Super Bowl. Hasn't been that cold, Ikeka. Hasn't been that cold here recently. But it's going to get cold at the end of the week. It's going to go down into the 30s, which is really the temperature it's supposed to be this time of year. But we've had a very warm winter so far. I have never had Colombian coffee, so I have no idea if I like it or not. Aries, what is going on? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Good to see you in the chat. We're getting ready for puck drop. Hopefully going to be into the action when we get back from this commercial. And get ready to go here between the Rangers and Maple Leafs. I'm not in Boston, so Boston weather does not affect me whatsoever. I don't watch basketball at all, Mike. Spawners, what's going on? Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. We're getting ready to go. Hopefully going to be dropping the puck at any moment now. What's going on, Matt? It was pretty good. Thanks for coming by. Good to have you here. All right, looks like we're finally going to get out to the arena and out of the TNT studio and actually get into this game here. So we got Igor Shesterkin in goal here for the Rangers. And Ilya Samsonov down at the other end for Toronto. As these teams line up at center ice and get ready to go. And off the opening draw, Rangers win it back. We are underway. What's going on, Sal? We got Behind the Arc Basketball in the chat. Kelly, what's going on? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Around it goes now. Up the wall. Leafs keep it in the attacking end. Rangers going to clear. This one's taken up and out over the red line. And past Zibanejad to the offensive corner. He goes into the forecheck against Justin Hall. Sends it back to the point. That's taken away by Bunting. Cleared out of the zone now. Montreal back the other way. Around it goes. The only live games that I've commentated is for Division III college hockey. For UMass Dartmouth. That's it. Everything I do for pro sports is on YouTube. Jake, what's going on? Welcome in. Thanks for coming by. Around now, Keandre Miller back in his own zone. Gets it up, trying to feed Trocheck, but Giordano's going to pinch down and keep it in. Lifted back up. Taken by the Leafs in the middle. Down in the corner. Here's Miller with it now up the wall. That one's out past the D. And regrouping out in the neutral zone. William Nylander with it. 18.5 minutes to go here in the first as we are early on in this one. Just getting underway. No shots on goal yet. Mark Giordano holds behind the Leafs net. Long stretch pass deflected into the zone. Toronto will get in on the forecheck. It's cleared up and the Rangers send it back the other way. Here's Capo Caco to the attacking end, trying to drive in front. Samsonov able to make the save and keep everything to the outside. Down in the corner now, looking for a pass back in front. Samsonov with another quick stick save. And finally, it's sent all the way down by the Leafs. That will be icing, but they get the puck out of the dangerous area in front of the net. And it will be an offensive zone face-off for the Rangers coming up now. One back now to the point. Long shot deflected wide. That one's off glass. Braden Schneider keeps it in. Fires it into the glove of Samsonov. And he's going to cover that one up. Another save there. 17:53 remaining. Just over 2 minutes into this game. Offensive zone draw for New York on the way. Kicked back off the draw. Leafs take possession in their own zone. Able to clear it up and out through neutral ice. Rangers backhand it back in. Round it goes behind the net. Taken there by Samsonov. He plays it up to Kerfoot. Kerfoot's out of the zone. Moved back to the middle. Here comes Holmberg in. Backhand and he scores! First goal of the game belongs to the Toronto Maple Leafs. As Holmberg is able to break in, pull it to the backhand, and put one over the shoulder of Igor Shesterkin. An early goal here for the Toronto. gets them out to an early lead and a big one to get on top in this game. Hey, what's going on, Brendan? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Awesome to see you in the chat. Very nice goal there on the backhand. And Homburg does a great job getting that one by Shesterkin. Leafs now lead this one 1-0. And we're not even 3 minutes in yet. Rangers now move to the middle, trying to get that goal back. Anderson, Joey Anderson, and Alex Kerfoot get the assists on Homburg's goal. Back the other way now. Here comes Austin Matthews to the offensive end. Passes it off for Marner. Marner has it poked off his stick, but they keep it in at the point into the middle. Bunting, he rips a shot that's blocked wide. Giordano now not able to maintain control of that one, and the Rangers get it back out to the neutral zone. Richard, what's going on? Welcome. Thanks for coming by. Good to see you in the chat. Pontus Homburg with the first goal of this game. Rangers trying to answer now as VC's heavy in on the forecheck. Around it goes now. Trocheck along the end boards, trying to cycle this one. What's going on, Nick? Welcome in. Thanks for coming by. Played there. Back down behind the goal. Barclay Goodrow lays the body, but the Leafs are able to move it up and out. Cleared there to the neutral zone. McMahon gets hit. Gets it back to the defense. It's deflected now by the red line. Rangers take possession back. They'll dump it in. Goodrow heads off for a line change. That's going to give possession back to Liljegren of the Leafs. Brought up now, lifted out through the neutral zone. Big step up there by Trouba by the blue line. And that's going to result in an icing call against Toronto and an ozone draw for the Rangers on the way. So they're able to win the race back for the icing. Will Cooley, number 50 on the Rangers, just got called up yesterday and is playing his first NHL game tonight. One back now off the draw, played over there. Schneider with a shot. That one just ripped wide. Move to the middle. Here's Kakko with it. Back to Schneider. Cycles with Hedel, but it's poked off his stick, and Toronto gets it out to the neutral zone. Deflected up now and dumped back in, but that's from behind the red line. It's icing against New York, and Toronto will get their crack at an attacking zone draw with 15:21 to go here in the first period. Preds fan, what is going on? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Awesome to see you in the chat. Back to the point. Long shot again. Shesterkin with a save. Puck's loose behind the net. Both teams trying to dig it out. Moved back in. Hockey legend, thanks for coming by. Doing pretty well. How are you? Good to see you in the chat as that one's lifted out now to the neutral zone. Leafs trying to regroup. Yarncrook sends it back to the defenseman. It's Ben. Ben plays it over to Sandin, who will carry up into the offensive zone. Nylander with it. He spins back off of the check. And that one gets... Kreider was all over him. That one gets blocked in front, but we're going to get a penalty call here. It's going to go against Toronto. Leafs had too many men on the ice there, and the Rangers will get the first crack at a power play in this game. As Toronto had the puck in the offensive zone with 6 guys on the ice. And that's going to put the Rangers now to the man advantage with 14:42 to go in the first. And the Rangers are still looking for their first official shot on goal. This will be a big opportunity for them here now up 5-on-4 power play. And the Rangers win it back. They'll set up in the attacking zone. Long shot by Fox and a pad save by Samsonov. Kept in the attacking zone, though. Here's Panarin along the boards. Passes it back to Fox. Fox with another shot through traffic. Samsonov able to find it. And he covers that one up as we get a whistle. Just 16 seconds into this power play, and it will be an offensive zone draw coming now here for the Rangers. No, Toronto needed a calculator, Vernon. They couldn't count right how many guys were out there. Top of the circle now. Big shot. A blast there from Zibanejad. But that one gets gloved by Samsonov. He makes another quality save and keeps this a 1-0 Leafs lead. Jeffrey, what's going on? Zach, welcome in. Thank you guys for coming by. Good to have you in the chat. Really appreciate it. Nice save there on Zibanejad by Samsonov. Rangers trying to get going here offensively on the power play. They've already had a couple of shots. Long shot there from Fox, rips wide. Puck bouncing around. Rangers dig it out. Worked around to Zibanejad. Cycled back down low. Past Kreider. Panarin will try and play it. It's moved to the middle. Worked back out high to Fox. Rangers still set up. Offensive zone. Here's Trocheck. His shot attempt gets blocked. Around it goes. Out past Zibanejad to the neutral zone. Leafs are able to clear. Here comes Marner with speed. As he and Fox go to the boards trying to take the puck. Eventually Zibanejad comes away with it. Still a minute to go on the power play. Into the offensive zone. Here's Trocheck. He tries to get a pass through to Zibanejad, but is not able. Around it goes now. Played by Miller. 40 seconds left on the power play. K'Andre Miller plays it up. Taken by Kakko into the offensive zone. Gets it by the face-off dot. Looking for a pass to the near side post, but it doesn't connect. Final 25 seconds now of the power play. Kid line on the ice here for the man advantage. With Miller and Trouba out high. Here's Kakko with it. Taken now in the corner. Played behind the net. Lafreniere back to Kakko. Out high to Miller. Miller with a shot and another save there by Samsonov as he scoops that one up with the glove. I have no idea, Bolts and Caps fan. TNT hasn't shown the penalty box once. So just a few seconds left on the power play for the Rangers. They'll have another offensive zone draw, but the Leafs are this close to putting this one, or killing this one off. And they do, as we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Samsonov has to make another save on that one. And we are back even strength now as the penalty is killed. Leafs have it down in their own zone. Trying to work this to the middle. Now it's through to David Kampf up the wing. Ben not able to get to that one. Back the other way. Sandin plays it through. Rangers take it and carry back into the offensive end, but lose it quickly to Matthews. Matthews with Marner into the offensive zone. Marner's shot attempt gets blocked by Miller. And that's lifted up and all the way down. No icing on the play as Julian Gauthier chases in on the forecheck. Puck by everybody in the middle. Finally played now by Trocheck, who fires a high shot. Rebound chance. That one's ripped wide as well. Moved across. Played by Schneider. Long shot again. That one's up into the netting. And that will be a whistle with 11:48 remaining in the first period. Toronto still leads 1-0. Hey, let's get some new sub hype for Trizzy in the chat. Thank you so much for subscribing. Awesome to have you here. And let's give a warm welcome in the chat, everybody. Get that sub hype. Water King, what's going on? Welcome in. Thanks for coming by. Night's going pretty good. Enjoying some hockey before bed, and hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming by. We've gone to our first commercial break of this one. And Toronto still with the only goal of the game by Pontus Holmberg. Hey, thank you, Jeffrey. Glad that you're enjoying the stream. Awesome to have you here. Very much appreciated. Commercial break here. Not a big slate of NHL games tonight. Only 5 games in total. And the only other game that has started so far is the Islanders and the Senators. And that game is still scoreless about halfway through the first period. So they're in a pretty similar spot as to where we are, with about a little under 12 minutes to go here in the period. Hello, Seth. What's going on? Bon, welcome in. Ellen Z, welcome in. Offensive zone draw now for the Rangers. They win it back. Fox has it out high. 5-on-5 action. Offensive zone. Barclay Goodrow's shot gets blocked. Rebound chance there for VC, and a big pad save made by Samsonov. Leafs don't get it out of the zone. Here's New York. But now Yarncrook on the back check is able to clear. It's moved to the middle. Morgan Riley into the offensive end. Feathers a pass through. That one, Nylander chips just wide of the goal. Around it goes now. Delayed penalty on the play. It's going to be a tripping call against the Rangers. And Toronto is going to get their first crack at a power play now. Already up 1-0 in the game. We'll see what they can do up a man. It's going to be a trip called here, as Vincent Trocheck took down Calle Yarncrook. Will I be doing a stream on Sunday? Definitely not. I will be watching the AFC and NFC championships probably, well, with my friends. Not sure whose house yet, but with my friends, AFC and NFC championship games. I won't be streaming at all this weekend. Won't be anything until next week sometime. Around it goes now. Behind... Moved in front. Here's a chance. Matthews just rips that one wide. A doorstep opportunity for Austin Matthews, but he can't get it home. Top of the circle now. Nylander with it. Spins it down to Marner. Marner opens up some room. Moved into the middle. Shot there. That one stopped by Shesterkin. Leafs still have it in the offensive zone. Still a minute, or just under a minute to go on the power play. Here's Matthews out high. He rips one up into the glove of Shesterkin, who is able to make that one. And he snags that, covers it. And there'll be an offensive zone draw for the Leafs now on the way. $10-12 now to go here in the first as we approach the halfway mark. 54 seconds left on the Leafs power play. They win the face-off back. Moved up, backhanded all the way down by the Rangers. That one's cleared. Hey, what's going on, Rob? Welcome in. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, this is the best Buffalo team we've seen in a long time, so... we'll see if they can pull themselves into a playoff spot or not, but they are definitely playing meaningful games. This is the best Sabres team that I can remember since the last time they made the playoffs. Moved back out high. Here's Sandin, top of the circle. Yarncrook takes it down low. It's worked through to Nylander. Final 10 seconds of the power play. Puck is tangled up in the corner. Eventually, Jimmy Vesey is able to fire it all the way down, and that is going to kill off this power play. We're back to 5-on-5. Both teams 0 for 1 on the man advantage in this game. We're down to just over 9 minutes remaining in the first period. Leafs dump it back in. Harper tries to dig that one through for Schneider. Eventually, the Rangers able to work this one away. Back to Harper now. Lifted over everybody and out of the zone. That's cleared by New York. Back out now. Taken back by Capo Caco. 2011 playoffs, Reaper, was the last time that they made the playoffs. 2011. $8:25 now to go here in the first. Dumped back in. I have no idea, Matt. You'll have to look for the schedule when it comes out. I have no idea. Sometime next week, probably. Moving it now along the boards. Bunting moves it to the middle, played by Riley. Cycled back up the boards. Toronto's able to get it out. Matthews with the long pass. That gets broken up by Miller. Rangers now fighting for it in the neutral zone. Oh, Keandre Miller absolutely plants one of the Leafs right in front of the benches there. And that was Timothy Liljegren, who just got hammered by Miller. And now we got Mika Zibanejad shaken up as well. And Mika Zibanejad is having a real tough time at the bench, and he's probably going to end up going down to the locker room. Not exactly sure what happened there, but Miller just destroys Liljegren right in front of the Rangers bench. And then something happened with Zibanejad there, and he was putting very little weight on one of his legs as he went back off to the bench. So we're going to go now finally to our second commercial break of this first period. We're down to about 8 minutes remaining in the first. And Toronto still leads this one 1-0 in the early goal by Pontus Holmberg. Other than that, the goalies have held strong. So thank you guys all so much for watching. It's good to have everyone in the chat tonight. Please don't forget, it really means a lot if you hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. I cover the entire NHL, so fans of all teams are welcome and wanted here. We're just trying to build a hockey community where everyone can go, come together, enjoy hockey, and have some fun. Reacts, what's going on? Welcome in. This game is on TNT in the United States. I don't know about what Canadian channel it would be on, but it's on TNT here. Hey, what's going on, Sam? Welcome in. Thanks for coming by. Good to see you. Yeah, new job's been decent so far. Definitely long days, but good for the paycheck and didn't screw anything up, or anything up too badly today, so things have gone well. Looks like Zibanejad is right back out on the ice, so it obviously wasn't anything major with him. Oh, what happened was, when Liljegren shot that puck down the boards, it went right off the side of Zibanejad's knee. So that's why he was in the discomfort that he was in, but it seems like it was just a little bruise. He'll be fine. He's right back out here on the ice now as Panarin plays the puck, trying to get it through to Zibanejad, not able to. It's stolen. Leafs come back the other way. Here's Bunting into the offensive zone. Behind Matthews with the pass. Now Marner takes it in the corner. Zibanejad's all over him. Miller comes in for the hit. Long shot there. That one's sent wide. Morgan Rielly. That one deflects off of a Rangers stick up into the netting. We get a whistle. And 7:06 to go in the first. Ozone draw on the way now for Toronto. Hey, what's going on, Lori? Welcome in. Thanks for coming by. Good to see you in the chat. Wayne, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. All of them are very good young players, Rob. Buffalo's got one of the best young cores in the NHL. I think they're just a few pieces away from being extremely, extremely good. They need a little bit more on the blue line, I think, and they need a long-term answer in goal, like a real franchise goalie. But I mean, they're getting really close to being not just a playoff team, but a full-blown contender. I mean, they've got so much young talent there. Working it around now. Rangers trying to clear it out of their end. 6:22 to go here in the first. Rangers going to carry it up. Here's Fox. Pass is way offline for Barclay Goodrow, and the Leafs will take it back the other way. Nylander into the offensive zone. Gets stood up by Schneider. And that's lifted up and out all the way back. Toronto has it in their own end. Giordano takes a hit. Liljegren now sends it up the wall. Leafs get it through to Matthews into the offensive zone. Matthews drives wide. Harper shields him to the outside. His pass to the middle is offline, and it bounces back out to the neutral zone. Blake, what is going on? E-Money, welcome in. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. We got 5:40 left in the first period. Julian Gauthier into the offensive zone. Rangers back on the attack looking for their first goal, but that pass to the blue line is offline. It's going to clear out all the way back to the Rangers' end. Schneider with it. Trying to start the regroup. Looking for a breakout pass. Here comes Jacob Trouba. Trouba gains the red line, dumps it in. Around it goes. Down in the corner. Taken there by Lafreniere. Back over Heedle's stick to the blue line. Trouba with it. He plays it off for Kakko. Kakko now. Back to the blue line. Cycled down low. Chance across there. And a big pad save. Rebound chance. And Miller with a golden opportunity. Wasn't able to put it home. Oh, boy. What a great chance there for the Rangers. Samsonov makes a great first save with the pad. The rebound is there, and Samsonov gets it with the stick. What a monster save on K'Andre Miller. It is still 1-0 Toronto as we head to our final commercial break of this first period here late in the opening 20 minutes, and a monster save to keep the Leafs in the lead. What's going on, Dan? Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Good to see you in the chat. Radio Free, welcome. Thanks for coming by. Yes. Started this week, Radio Free. They've been there the last couple of days and off to work. No idea, Austin. No idea. Thanks, Evan. Appreciate it. Final commercial break of period number 1 here. Leafs trying to hold this lead into the intermission. Rangers looking to tie this game before the break. No, he is not, no, Mander. He is not the best Maple Leaf. Red One, thank you so much for subscribing. Let's get that new sub hype in the chat, everybody, for Red One. Welcome in. Thank you so much. Awesome to have you here. Hey, thanks, Radio Free. Appreciate it. Coming back now from the commercial. Leafs win the defensive zone draw back, and they'll start the breakout. Giordano, long outlet pass. Doesn't connect with Kampf. That's going to be icing. And it's going to come all the way back down to Toronto's end for another faceoff. And we'll see. 4:50 now to go in the first. And Rangers still looking for their first goal. Around now along the boards. Lafreniere trying to cycle it through for Hedel. Can't get it by Giordano, who pins it along the wall. Both teams now with multiple players along the boards. Finally, it's dug out by the Rangers. They'll play it back. Schneider not able to keep it in the zone. And the Leafs come back the other way. Kampf into the offensive end. Around it goes, up the wall. Played there by Giordano. Long shot. That one gets covered. And Shesterkin grabs and covers that with 4:16 to go in the first period. Offensive zone face-off for the Leafs on the way. John, what is going on? Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Awesome to see you in the chat. Really appreciate you coming by as we are still 1-0. Early goal from Pontus Holmberg, the only one so far. Leafs up on top. Rangers are obviously going to be looking to tie this one as quickly as they can as they get it out of the zone to Kreider. Over the red line into the offensive end. Miller jumps into the play. Cycles it down low. Takes a big hit along the wall from Hall. Behind the net. Back out to the middle. Played there. Shot attempt gets blocked. Back the other way. Here comes Toronto. Speed. Nylander. And Trub is able to keep him to the outside. Now Riley has it. Runs into his own guy, Nylander. And it ends up down on the near side boards. Leafs trying to keep the cycle game rolling. Miller backhands it up the wall, but Yarncrook plays it back down low again. 3:30 to go here in the first. Justin Hall with it. He's going to carry up. Looking for an outlet play. Gets it over. Taken there by Holmberg. It's poked off his stick. Taken back by Goodrow through to Trocheck. Rangers to the offensive end. VC cycles it down low, but stolen away and will now be cleared by the Leafs. Riley, great pass to the red line, backhanded in by Anderson. Around now it goes, along the boards, back out. Deflected back as the Leafs dump it deep. 2:50 remaining in the first period. So carried up now by Fox. Cross it goes. Bunting gets checked there by Lindgren along the boards. Now Lindgren knocks him down on the second hit. Not able to get the puck out of the zone, though, as Bunting gets it to Matthews. Matthews below the goal line. Passes back out high. Over to Marner. Back to Matthews on the backhand. His shot attempt gets blocked. Taken now. Another one down in the corner. Leafs still have it offensive zone. Finally, the Rangers steal, and they'll clear it up as Trocheck gains the red line and will backhand it in. Line change coming for New York is going heavy in on the forecheck there with Julien Gauthier. Back the other way now into the offensive zone. Excuse me, no, that was Lafreniere. 13, not 12. Behind the net. Taken back by Ben Harper. Worked up the wall. Lafreniere trying to chip it out of the zone. It's kept in at the blue line by the Leafs. Now a long outlet pass. Just hops over the stick of Hedel before he could corral it down. Over the red line into the offensive end. Giordano. Leafs have it back on the attack. Trying to extend the lead. 1:15 to go in the first. McMahon down low. Keeps possession of the puck. Will cycle it back through behind the net. Played now by Kampf. Off for Engvall. Back across. Not able to connect with Riley, who is dashing for the post. Back the other way. 55 seconds to go now in the first period. All the way down. Cleared. You'll have to look for the schedule, Nomander. I don't know. So you'll find out when the schedule comes out. Around now it goes, along the boards. Lift it out. Mean Girl Hockey, what is going on? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Final 30 seconds here of period 1. Around it goes. And that's played through. Rangers regrouping back in their own end. Zibanejad just doesn't get a piece of it. Was it offsides? What's the whistle there for? Is it Samsonov? It shouldn't have been icing. Samsonov was out of the crease going to play the puck. I don't know why they just whistled this play dead with 7 seconds left, but they're going to put the face-off right at the center dot. That you sometimes, especially in that situation, means the ref screwed up. And right off the draw, Rangers just going to hold it. This first period has come to a close. So we are at the end of 1. 20 minutes down, 40 minutes of action still to go. As we head to the first intermission, the Toronto Maple Leafs on an early goal from Pontus Holmberg. The only scoring so far is they're up 1-0. And we'll have some time now to hang out and chill in the chat while we wait for this second period to begin. Thank you guys all so much for being here. Appreciate you coming by. It means a lot if you can hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't yet. I cover the entire NHL. Fans of all teams are welcome and wanted here. We're just trying to build a hockey community where everybody can come together, enjoy hockey, and have some fun. So 1 goal in that first period. We'll see if things open up a little bit more in the second or if this stays low scoring. But Toronto up where they want to be, in the lead after 1. Yeah, Samsonov was very, very good in that first for the Leafs. They got older, Eric, and a lot of their players just haven't played at the same level that they were a couple years ago. I mean, you can't blame the goaltending. They've gotten great goaltending from Sorokin and Varlamov. It's just that they've gotten old. They signed a lot of older players to long-term contracts, and they're just not playing as well as they did 2-3 years ago. I don't have a top 5 favorite teams. I only have the Boston Bruins as my favorite, and Colorado is my number 2, and I don't rank favorites after that. So, me too, Mean Girl Hockey. Me too. I would love a throwback to the old days for sure, but the fight numbers seem to have settled in the past few years, all right around the same. The past few years, there's usually, like a fight every 5th game about has a fight league wide. So, it's been that way now for the last few years. It's kind of settled into a spot where the numbers haven't changed a whole lot. I wish I wish I was around for the 80s when there were more multi-fight games than games without a fight. Those were the dream back then. The 80s, like mid to late 80s would have been like my perfect time to be watching hockey. Yeah, there's no animosity really in the league anymore. There's no teams that really hate each other. I mean, it absolutely sucks compared to how it used to be from a rivalry perspective. Like, they're just out there skating around now. It's not even close to how good it used to be. Even like 2010 was way better than it is now as far as the physicality of the game. Way better back then. I enjoyed hockey a lot more back then, where now most of these games I'm just like, whatever. Hey, Caroline, what is going on? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. I'm not watching hockey for the skill. I'm watching hockey because it's a violent, nasty sport. That's what I was watching when I was 4 years old, and that's what made me love hockey. That's why I watch hockey. Yeah, well, when's the last time there was a fight? When's the last time there was a fight in a Leafs Bruins game, BC Transportation? Well, obviously, like, Simmons and Foligno fought this year, but like they fight like once every like 10 times they play each other. Oh, it's super soft now, no Mander. It's super soft now. The whole world is super soft now compared to how it used to be. It's pathetic. Yes. Fighting has always been a 5-minute penalty. It's been the same rule for pretty much the entire existence of the NHL. Pretty much as long as the NHL's been around, it's been 5 minutes for fighting. Wendell Clark is my all-time favorite Toronto Maple Leaf, Mean Girl Hockey. And honestly, one of my all-time favorite players. Wendell Clark was an absolute beast. Guy could put the puck in the net at a 30-goal clip easy, and he could also rack up 200 penalty minutes in a season easy. You know, that's when hockey was hockey. That was real hockey back then. Like, those guys played the sport the way hockey's supposed to be. I mean, Ty Domi wasn't much of a scorer, Seth. He was a very different player. He was a very different player than Wendell Clark was. Like, Wendell Clark was actually a really good player who also could just fight anybody in the league and just rack up fights too. Ty Domi was just strictly a pure fighter. Like, he was not there to score goals. Ty Domi has like over 300 career fights. Like, he was just strictly there dropping the gloves. Yeah, I think, yeah, John, the AHL and ECHL both have more fighting than the NHL. Yes. There's There's definitely a lot more in the minor leagues than there are in the NHL. Uh, is that a joke, Nomander? Tom, nobody from today's game is even remotely close to the best enforcer of all time. But like not even remotely close. The almost everybody in the league in the 70s and 80s was tougher than 95% of the guys playing right now. No, I do not watch the KHL, no Mander. I don't even know if there's a way to watch the KHL like in not if you're not in Europe. Like I don't think I've never seen a game. I mean, they're top 10. They're top 10, Willie, as far as like physical and fights go. But I think Vancouver leads the league in fights this year. Let's see. Team leaders. Yeah, Vancouver leads the league with 23 fights this season. That like God, when I was in like high school, a team would have 23 fights. Like if a team was near the top of the league, they would have 23 fights before Christmas. Like not halfway through the season. They would have 23 fights before Christmas. Now it leads the league at the end of January, approaching the All-Star break. Like there used to be teams like in the early 2010s where you would literally have teams go over 100 fights on the year, some of them. And a lot of teams get up near like 70, 80. But obviously that was like 15 years ago now. Hey, Red Rubber, what is going on? Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Hey, let's get some dono hype in the chat for John. Dropping a 20 on the stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Really appreciate it. I mean, I'm a big fan of 70s hockey. Also 80s though too. Things got crazy in the 80s cuz not only was there like the as far as decades go, the 80s had the most fighting out of any decade in NHL history. It also was the highest scoring decade in NHL history. So not only were there like 2-3 fights per game in the 80s, like especially the mid 80s, teams were also scoring like 6, 7, 8 goals regularly. Scoring was really, really high back then too. So the 80s were just like absolutely crazy. I mean, I really wish I had gotten to see that era of hockey. Because I mean, just like literally, I would have watched every game back then. Like if I knew going into the game that there were going to be 3 fights and 10 goals scored, I would watch every single game. Like that would have been my dream. But I'm also a big fan of the 70s. I like a lot of the players from the 70s. I just like also like if you go back to like Bobby Orr and Phil Esposito, Terry O'Reilly, Wayne Cashman, Stan Jonathan. If you one of my favorite old time enforcers from the Boston Bruins, Stan Jonathan was an absolute animal. I love going back and watching his old fights. That was just a great decade for the Bruins. So as a Bruins fan, it's a decade that's looked back on very fondly. Yes, Samuel, Bruins got the W against the Habs. Yes, they did. Yeah, there were way less teams back then. Way less teams. So you're right. Teams played each other way more. I mean, if you had like an 80 game season, like your division rivals, you'd probably play like 10 to 12 times a year with how few teams there were back then. So, yeah, teams played each other a lot more, which obviously led to a lot stronger rivalries and more actual hatred between teams. Oh yeah, I'm subscribed, Vernon. It's a great channel for sure. There's multiple channels that have a lot of old highlights and document all the classic fights and stuff, and it's awesome. Yes, the 80s was Gretzky era, but Gretzky didn't fight because he had guys like Dave Semenko, Marty McSorley, Brian McClellan. I mean, the Oilers were loaded with toughness to protect Wayne Gretzky. If you did anything to Wayne Gretzky, you were going to get your face bashed in the next shift. Like, the Oilers had multiple enforcers on their roster pretty much for the entirety of Gretzky's time there. And if you did anything to Gretzky, you were going to pay for it the next time you touched the ice. And, yeah, I mean, Marty McSorley was basically Wayne Gretzky's bodyguard. And when Gretzky got traded to L.A., he made sure that McSorley was going to come there, with him. And McSorley basically ended up being Gretzky's personal protector for most of Gretzky's career. Tyler, what's going on? Welcome in. Yes, my dad is a huge hockey fan. That's one of the main reasons that I became a hockey fan, is because I've been watching hockey literally since I was born. Oh yeah, Messier, for a super skilled player, like obviously one of the greatest players ever. He was also tough as nails, and he was not afraid to get involved with the rough stuff. And he also could be pretty dirty at times. Like, people remember Mark Messier as, the incredible player that he was, but he threw some nasty elbows and slashes back in the day too. Possibly Joaquin. I think Toronto would have to get by the first round to face the Bruins, because I think they're going to finish 1-2 in the division. So they're not going to meet in round number 1. But if they both make it to round 2, then that would be the matchup. Hey, that's awesome, Marinelli bros. Yeah, Wendell Clark is my all-time favorite Maple Leaf. Oh yeah, Rick Tocchet, who now obviously just became the coach of the Canucks. He was a pretty tough player. He was more 90s than 80s, but he was a real tough guy, and obviously won a cup with the Penguins, and was a real tough player on that team back in the early 90s. Best player I grew up watching, and that's tough because, like, I started watching hockey, like, late 90s, you know, I was a little kid, but like late 90s, early 2000s was like when I started. So like I saw the end of some really good careers, and then I also have seen like the entirety of Alexander Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby, and you know, Connor McDavid is on track to become an all-time great as well. Like, you know, so I've seen the entirety of those careers, but like I saw the end of Mark Messier's career. I was watching hockey for the end of Steve Yzerman and Joe Sakic and, you know, Mike Modano, guys like that. So, like, my time frame is, like, I saw the end of these really, like, legendary careers from guys from, you know, back in the day, like, you know, the 90s and even back into the 80s. And then I saw like the beginnings of, you know, this new era NHL with Crosby and Ovechkin, Patrick Kane, like, you know, the guys that, you know, have become the modern age superstars. So that one's backhanded now. Samsonov holds the post. We are back underway for the second period. And that is kicked back out to the neutral zone. Leafs have it now. It's Tavares up for Nylander. He plays it off the boards. What's going on, Cammy? Yep, you were here last night. Welcome in. Around it goes. Played there. Rangers backhanded out. Cleared to the neutral zone. Liljegren will take it back. Leafs have possession. 18:35, just about a minute and a half to go into this second period. Shots are 10-8 in favor of New York, but the Leafs have the only goal. Around it goes now. Played up the wall, Engvall. That one's deflected out, cleared. Rangers can get a line change as Jordy Ben goes back to get it. What's going on, the Hockey God? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Looking to work this one up. It's played out to the neutral zone. Backhanded in. Harper gets it up. Here's Lafreniere into the offensive zone. He'll spin off a check. And a long shot from the point is swallowed up by Samsonov. And he's going to cover that with 17:51 to go in the first. Offensive zone draw for New York on the way. Significantly improved, no Mander. Goaltending over the decades has just gotten better and better. As we get one right off the draw here. Quick goal for Hedl! Philip Hedl with the goal! Right off of the face-off. He's able to beat Samsonov, and it's a 1-1 game as the Rangers tie it early here in the second. Just shoots it right off the face-off. Just throws it on goal, and Samsonov was not ready for it. Very unexpected that he would just throw it on net right on the puck drop. But he catches the goaltender off guard. It's a 1-1 game, and the Rangers have evened this up here early in the second. I've never really had a favorite goalie, Tyler. I never, like, at any point was I like, this is my number one favorite goalie ever. Just, I don't know. Never have picked out a number one true favorite goalie. Aaron, what is going on? Welcome. Henry, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. Good to have you here. We're underway in the second period. Behind the net. Played over to Harper. Harper gains the red line and dumps it in. Working it around. Played up to Liljegren. He's going to move it up over the red line out of the zone. Cleared back in. Leafs cycle it around. Long shot from the point. Shesterkin makes a save. Rebound chance! And that one, when Anderson was trying to pass it to the back post, but wasn't able to connect on the pass, and it results in a Rangers clear, as Liljegren sends it back to the neutral zone. Rangers in their own end. Chasing after it, Lindgren. He gets hit there by Holmberg. Up the wall it goes. Move to the middle, over the red line, into the offensive end. Gauthier will chase. Trying to dig this one out. Just about 4 minutes into this second. That one gets gloved down. Taken back over into the offensive end. Curtis Joseph was a very good goaltender, no-mander. I have a poster in my room from, I believe, 2002. With a bunch of goalies on it who were like the top goalies at the time. And Curtis Joseph is on that poster. Along with Chris Osgood, Dominic Hasek, Patrick Waugh. I'm trying to think. And Olaf Kolzig, who I feel like Olaf Kolzig is kind of forgotten these days. But he was a great goalie for the Capitals for like the, I believe, late 90s and like early 2000s. And I feel like just almost everybody's forgotten about Kolzig now. But at the time, he was one of the top goalies in the league. Hey, what's going on, Jared? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. I remember there was a line brawl once. I think it was like 1998 or 99, something like that. But there was a line brawl between the Bruins and the Capitals. And big save there by Samsonov as he gets a shoulder on that one. And it ends up being like a full 5-on-5 line brawl. The goaltenders eventually get involved. And it was Byron Defoe for the Bruins and Olaf Kolzig for the Capitals. And Defoe was Kolzig's best man at his wedding during the summer before that brawl happened. And they ended up fighting each other that next season. And obviously probably had a good laugh about it afterwards. But that's just like such a classic story from like late 90s NHL where Kolzig and Defoe fight after being, in each other's, Defoe was in the best man in Kolzig's wedding the summer before. It's just hilarious. And that's exactly how hockey is. Yeah, I just started, Wayne. I just started with like graded cards and stuff. I've always had hockey cards, but I've just started collecting more like valuable ones. Thomas Sports, what's going on? Welcome. Just over 5 minutes into the second period. It's one back by the Rangers. They're setting up in the offensive zone, trying to get their first lead of the game. Kreider plays it down low for Goodrow. Goodrow gets it back to Kreider. Past him, up the wall, sent back. I went to Worcester State University, Tyler. Long shot there, Barclay. Goodrow just rips that one wide. Schneider pinches to keep it in. Back out high. Oh, yeah, I remember Antero Niittymaki from the Philadelphia Flyers. As Shesterkin's going to make that save on Nylander's long shot, cover it up. I remember Antero Niittymaki, absolutely. Hey, here's another Philly throwback, Derek. Do you remember Robert Esch? He wore number 42 in goal, which was a strange number for a goalie. But Robert Esch, there's another throwback. I have no idea, Hockey God. That's why I'm watching the game. Around now, that one's deflected away by Shesterkin. Carried back up the other way. Around now. Chance cross-ice pass shot, and the Rangers score again! It's Philip Hedl with his second of the night. A great pass from Capo Caco, crossed the crease, and Hedl puts it home. His 15th goal of the season, a career high for Philip Hedl, and the Rangers, just like that, lead this game 2-1. Hey, see you later, Dan. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Rangers have taken the 2-1 lead here as Filipino strikes again. His second goal of the period. What a pass made by Kakko. And the kid line is having quite the night here for New York as the Leafs send it back into the offensive zone. Around it goes. Down behind the net, Leafs trying to get back in on the offensive side of things. That one's up and cleared out. Cooley chases, but not able to get to it. Leafs throw it right back in. Around it goes now to Ben Harper, who backhands it down low, turns it over, chance in front, and both Maple Leafs fan on the shot attempt. First McMahon and then Kampf. Here's Gauthier now to the middle, gets a shot off, saved by Samsonov with the pad. They're the two newest teams in the league, Tyler. It's not. Vegas came in 2017, and Seattle came in last year. They're the two newest teams. Oh, I got you, Dan. I got you, Dan. Yeah, he's gone. Back out now to the blue line. Rangers setting back up. Offensive zone. Lindgren with it. 12.5 to go here in the second period. McMahon's able to play it up and out of the zone. Here's Engvall for Toronto to the offensive end. Poked away down to the corner. Played up. That one's cleared. Knocked down. Carried back in by Yarncrook. He goes against Zibanejad. Check down in the corner. Played up. That's backhanded out. Over the line. Dumped in by Vesey. Played up by the Leafs through the neutral zone. 11:40 to go in the second, and that's going to end up being an icing as the Rangers win the race. 11:40 left, and offensive zone faceoff coming for New York, who now, after a couple of early strikes here in the second period, have taken a 2-1 lead. And they'll have another shot here at an offensive zone faceoff to try and get another opportunity. Also, Ottawa up 2-0 on the Islanders. Boy, the Islanders have had a brutal month of January, and they are really just kind of dropping right out of the playoff picture in the East. Out now, dumped in, played around. Morgan Riley first on it. Trying to work it back out to the middle. Leafs working in their own zone. Holmberg chased by Kreider. Gets it through to Justin Hall. Justin Hall with it. 11:10 now to go here in the period. Approaching the halfway point of this game. And that one gets sent all the way down. Miller will play it back for Trouba. Jacob Trouba starts it up ice. Pass through the middle. Rangers into the offensive end. Kid line back out there. Here's Hedo looking for the hat trick. He gets checked along the boards. I mean, I can probably name most players in the NHL. I wouldn't say everyone, but I would say most, Tyler. Around now, we got a penalty call coming up, and this is going to be a tripping call against the Rangers. Philip Hedl is going to be the one going to the penalty box. So Toronto will be on the power play when we get back from our first commercial break here of period 2. And it's going to be the Rangers' goal scorer, Philip Hedl, with both goals so far. He also now just took a penalty. And Toronto will have a man advantage chance to try and get this game back tied. But we're going to have a commercial break first. Nope, no, Mander. They're not even really close. I mean, if all you have to do is look at the standings, and if you're more than 10, if you're double-digit points out of a playoff spot right now, you are very, very likely not making it. Your chances are like less than 10%, probably less than 5% of making the playoffs if you're 10, if you're 10 or more points out of a playoff spot right now. And Ottawa is 13 points out of a playoff spot. So, yeah, it's not going to happen. If you're that far back at this point in the year, you're not making the playoffs. It's like everybody from Vancouver on down out west is out of it, and everybody in the East, honestly, probably anyone below the Islanders is probably pretty much done at this point. Yeah, I mean, Philadelphia is certainly not going to make it. Detroit's been disappointing. I don't think they have much of a shot to make it. I think everybody below the Islanders is out of it in the Eastern Conference now. So, yeah, it's too late in the season to be back that far. Anyway, we're back underway. Rangers bring it into the offensive zone. Shorthanded pass across and a big save by Samsonov. Back the other way now. Taken. Around it goes. Off the wall. Cleared back out to the neutral zone by New York. They're off to a good start here on the penalty kill. Leafs trying to carry it back in. Around it goes. Played out high. Leafs set up. Here's Marner with a shot. That one gets ripped in. Shesterkin with the save. Around now, there's Matthews with another shot. That's blocked off to the corner. Around now, Matthews with it in the attacking zone. Long shot there. Backhanded well wide. Misses to Nylander, who plays it back up the wall. Over to Riley out high. Riley's shot through traffic. Gets blocked again to the corner. And that one's sent all the way down as we have now 9:20 remaining in the second period and 45 seconds left on the Leafs power play. Matthews from the high slot rips one in. Shesterkin stabs it with the glove and makes a huge save there. Covers that one up. It will be an ozone draw for the Leafs, but they continue to trail by a goal thanks to Igor Shesterkin. Yes, I have, Tyler. Probably many, honestly, over the years. There's probably been plenty of games where it's been late at night, and I've been like, you know what? This game's kind of boring. I'm just going to go to bed instead. I mean, I remember distinctly I was streaming a playoff game between the Stars and the Blues. I think it was the 2019 playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. And I was literally starting to fall asleep on stream. And that was a playoff game, and it was brutally boring to watch. I'm pretty sure the game ended up like 2-1, but I was literally falling asleep during the second period, and I shut the stream off and was done. I was like, yeah, I'm all set with this. NFL fan, what's going on? DJ GDL, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Final seconds of the Leafs power play tick off. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Rangers kill another one. And trying to find Hedl out of the box, but just missing him on the pass. There, New York, almost a breakaway. Played up now, stolen back, Trocheck. Can't get it from Liljegren. Liljegren now passes off, but the play's offsides entering the zone. And we'll get a stoppage with 8:11 remaining in the second. Game still 2-1 Rangers. As Philip Hedl has both goals here in the second period to put the Rangers on top. We're under 10 minutes to go past the halfway point of this game. And we'll see what happens when we come back, but we are back to 5-on-5 hockey. Thank you guys all so much for watching. It's great to have you here tonight. Please don't forget, it really means a lot if you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't yet. I cover the entire NHL, so fans of all teams are welcome and wanted here. We're just trying to build a hockey community where everyone can come together, enjoy hockey, and have some fun. I mean, I think in a historical sense, it's probably the Habs, Joaquin. But as far as like right now, in like the modern last few years of NHL action, I would say that Bruins and Leafs is as good as it's ever been. Especially going back to like those playoff series in 18 and 19 and the Leafs being good and the Bruins being good at the same times. Like, I think this is as good as Bruins and Leafs have been. But I think historically, it's still like, Bruins and Habs, I think, is the most historic rivalry in all of sports. I think Leafs and Habs is a massively historic rivalry as well. So, anything that goes back to the original 6 days like that really does carry some weight. But, like, right now, I mean, I think the Bruins and Leafs have, I think, more of, like, an active rivalry right now. But historically, it would still be the Habs. We're back underway now. Trying to work it over. Dumped into the offensive zone, played through. Leafs back into the offensive end here on the forecheck as we tick down towards 7.5 minutes remaining in the second period. Toronto looking for the tying goal. Shesterkin with a nice save on that one. And that's lifted out now into the offensive end. Jimmy Vesey trying to get a shot off, not able to get it on goal. Back the other way. Leafs clear over the red line. Dump it into the offensive zone. Baby USA, what's going on? Thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. It's played back behind the net now by Fox. And the Rangers will start to break up ice. Long pass from Fox. Kakko drops it off for Lindgren. Gains the red line. Past Lafreniere into the corner. Sandin first on it now for the Leafs. They'll clear it back the other way. Ben sends it up and out of the zone. And it's thrown back in by the Rangers offsides. We'll get a whistle. 6:50 remaining in the second. And neutral zone face-off on the way. I'm doing pretty good, Baby USA. How are you? Thank you for being here. We'll see, hockey god. Who said? Oh no, Duck. Duck said the thing about Rick Tocchet. I don't know. Rick Tocchet got booed in his first game as the coach, so we'll see. I don't know. We'll see if the Canucks fans eventually take to him. Lifted out now. Rangers clear their zone again. Nylander steals it back in neutral ice. He's going to gain the red line and carry up now for the Leafs. Into the offensive zone. Poked off of his stick. All right, have a great night, hockey legend. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. Around now. Trying to dig this one out. Lindgren. Gets it over D to D. Lifted up and out of the zone. Lafreniere's going to win the race, so no icing. He's first on the puck. I don't even think it's going to be barely, Joaquin. I think they might end up missing by a decent amount. I mean, they have been absolutely horrible here the past month or so. Really losing ground quickly in the division and playoff race in general. Working it now. Rangers back with it. Offensive zone. 5:35 to go here in the second. Taken up now over the line. Leafs into the offensive end. Here's Matthews. Matthews plays it back to the point. Over it goes. Hall. That one goes off of a skate. Second chance. Blockered aside by Shesterkin. Leafs keep it in. Hey, that's awesome, baby USA. Have some fun. Hopefully it's a great game. Matt, I hope you have a good time with the Penguins tomorrow. Nick, what is going on? Welcome in. Thanks for coming by. Good to see you here. Leafs regroup now back out in the neutral zone. Naswa, welcome. Thanks for watching. Move to the middle. Curled back. Tavares. Cycled back down low. Kreider eventually steals for the Rangers and will loft it out of the zone. Game still 2-1. 4.5 minutes left in period number 2. Leafs trying to break out of their zone. Here's Nylander. Over the red line. Into the offensive end. Shot attempt goes wide off glass. Around it goes. Back out. Through to Jordy Ben. Hit there by Cooley on the forecheck, but the Leafs move the puck quickly. They'll carry it up over the red line and into the offensive zone. Dumped in around the boards. Rangers able to trying to muscle that one away. Finally, they get it off the boards and out. Working it around. There's Holmberg. Almost turns it over. Rangers have it now from the blue line in. Cycled down low by Gauthier. Cooley's in the corner, playing his first NHL game, but now he'll peel off for the line change. We're down now to 3:35 to go here in the second. New York still up 2-1 on the 2 goals from Philip Hedl. Back out high. That one's cleared. Here's Kerfoot for the Leafs into the offensive zone. Penalty coming up against New York. So the Rangers are going to be got back on the penalty kill once they touch this puck up as the Leafs have possession. They take it all the way back to their own zone. Matthews getting chased there by Panarin. Around it's Justin Hall with it. Leafs still have it. They haven't touched it. Oh, big hit there by Lindgren on Giordano. And now Harper comes over and we got a little scrum going. As Ryan Lindgren just absolutely planted Mark Giordano at the blue line. And finally the Rangers touched the puck. And it's going to result in the power play for the Leafs. So another power play opportunity for Toronto when we get back from our final commercial break here of the second. And it will be a big chance for them to try and tie this game before the intermission. Honestly, Joaquin, he's barely played. Like, I don't know what his ice time is, but I don't think it's very much. He's barely played. I don't think he's been out there a whole lot. Let me check his ice time here. Yeah, he's only played 4 minutes in 22 seconds in this game. So, yeah. It's he just hasn't had a lot of ice time. Hasn't had really a chance to do much of anything. No, that entire fourth line, Joaquin, has gotten almost no ice time. Like I said, Cooley's played 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Lysician's played 5 minutes and 23 seconds, and I think that's because he kills penalties. And Julien Gauthier has only played 4 minutes and 37 seconds. So that line just really has not been on the ice almost at all in this game. I mean, very, very limited ice time. Pionk's a very good I would call him, I guess, he's a good player. I would say a two-way defenseman. I don't want to call him an offensive defenseman because that would make him seem like, he's a liability defensively, and he's not, but he's got some good offensive upside to his game. He's a really good passer, and he's decent defensively as well. He's a really solid, middle pair defenseman. But what's going on, Ottawa Senators Outlook? Welcome in. Also, if you think that the Senators are going to trade for Pionk, I can guarantee you Winnipeg is not going to be trading away Neil Pionk at the deadline. I mean, Winnipeg is a buyer right now. Winnipeg has a chance to win their division. They're a buyer. They're not going to be trading away roster players. I don't know how much longer he has on his contract, but yeah, that would definitely be more of an off-season thing than a trade deadline thing, because Winnipeg's definitely not giving him up at the deadline. I mean, unless they were getting like another defenseman back in return or something. Here's Marner with a shot, redirected in front, loose puck, trying to dig it out, bouncing around, Shesterkin able to keep it out of the net. Great scramble there, right in the crease of the Rangers goaltender, but the puck stays out. We're down now to 55 seconds left on the Toronto power play. Oh, yeah, so he's got term on his contract. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think Winnipeg would be more likely to trade Logan Stanley, more likely to trade Brendan Dillon. I think there's guys that they would get rid of before Pionk. Dylan DeMello, I think they'd be more likely to move DeMello than Pionk, although DeMello has been a Sen already, so I don't know how that would work, but I just don't see Pionk. I think he's one of those main guys on that D core that Winnipeg wants to keep and build around. Moved here, final 10 seconds of the power play. That hops over Sandin's stick, and that's out to the neutral zone. Leafs running out of time here on the man advantage as we tick into the final minute of period number 2. And we are officially back to 5-on-5 hockey as Braden Schneider is out of the box. New York still leads this one 2-1. Braden, what is going on? Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Good to have you in the chat. Rangers clear it out. That goes by multiple players and all the way down. Justin Hall will be first on it. Hall takes it behind the net, passes it up ice over the red line, dumped in to the offensive zone. Trying to get to this one. Around it goes. And Rangers take it now in their own end. Turnover, though. Here's Kerfoot. Bad pass for Harper. Back to the point. Hall. Over now to Riley. Back to Hall. 10 seconds to go. Long shot gets blocked by Harper to the corner. He'll pass it up to Panarin. Panarin clears it out of the zone. And that is going to do it here. As the horn sounds and period number 2 comes to an end. A big second for the Rangers. Makes this a 2-1 lead for them. Filipino with both goals. And we will now head into the intermission. Get ready for the final 20. As it is intermission number 2 of this one. And New York will take a 1-goal lead into the third. Connor, what is going on? Welcome in. Thank you guys all so much for watching. It's awesome to have you in the chat tonight. Please don't forget, it would really mean a lot if you could hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't. I cover the entire NHL. Fans of all teams are welcome and wanted here. And we're just trying to build a hockey community where everybody can come together, enjoy hockey, and have some fun. Kyle, what's going on? Good to see you in the chat. Normally I would say Wedgwood, baby USA, but Copley has been very, very good for LA this season. I mean, easily playing the best hockey of his NHL career, which he really hasn't played a whole lot of NHL games. But, yeah, he's been fantastic for the Kings this season since taking over the starter's job. And so I guess for this year so far, I would say Copley, but all in all, like overall, normally I would say Wedgwood. But Copley's been great for the Kings. And honestly, with how bad Cal Peterson was and before being sent down, and Jonathan Quick is not having a good year at all either. So the Kings really needed Copley to kind of come in and save their season from a goaltending perspective. And yeah, he's 14-3 since taking over the for in starts for the Kings this season, and he's only 2 wins away from matching his career high, which came back in 2019 with Washington. Copley has not played a whole lot of NHL games in his career. Only 49 games played, and 18 of those have come this season. So at 31 years old, he's getting a good look at the NHL level and has been very strong in net for the Kings. I mean, I don't know at all what's going to happen at the deadline, Joaquin. Nobody has any cap space. So, teams are going to have to really move some money around if they're going to make any sort of trade deadline deals. So, the trade deadline this year is going to be very interesting to see what is able to get done, because I don't think it's going to be a whole lot. This will probably be one of the deadlines with very few trades, just because nobody really has any money to spend. Everybody's right up against the cap. Oh, nice, Seth. A fight in the Islanders and Sens game. No surprise, it's Austin Watson and Matt Martin. 2 of the most active fighters left in the NHL, guys that drop their gloves quite regularly. All-Star break is next weekend, Nomander. It's next weekend. It's not this coming weekend, like, a few days from now, but next weekend. February 3rd and 4th, I think. I think the skills competition is on the 3rd, and the All-Star game is on the 4th, I believe. Possibly, baby. Again, probably not going to be a deadline thing, but you never know. LA is one of the teams that actually isn't in a bad spot as far as salary cap goes, so the Kings could make a move like that. I don't know. We've been hearing about Jakob Chychrun getting traded for the last 2 years, and it hasn't happened yet. So I'm not going to speculate on anything regarding that unless it actually happens, and then I'll talk about it if it does happen. But it's been 2 straight years of Jakob Chychrun rumors, and he's still a Coyote. So at this point, whatever happens, and we can talk about it then. But I'm not going to try and make guesses on whether or not he's getting dealt, because it doesn't seem like it. Probably not, Austin, no. Probably not. But I don't know. I don't know what next week looks like. I mean, I don't know how much clearer I can make this. I have nothing planned yet for next week, so I have no idea. You have to look at the schedule when it comes out. I do not think Chychrun ends up in Boston. I do not. I mean, it's just honestly annoying hearing shit about Chychrun now, because it's been 2 straight years of Chychrun's getting traded. Everyone's asking about Chychrun getting traded, and nothing has happened. So until something happens, I do not care one bit what the rumors say. Carolina and Dallas has started their game. They're early on in the first period of that one, still scoreless, and the Islanders have come back within a goal against Ottawa. That game is now 2-1 Sens late in the second. But they're back within a goal. Second intermission here, waiting for the Rangers and Leafs third period to commence. As we've got a big third coming up. Still a one-goal game, and Leafs very much in this one. Just trying to find a way to put another puck in the back of the net. And the Rangers obviously will be looking to hold this lead for the final 20 minutes, but they can't just sit back because the Leafs will be coming. Isaiah, what is going on? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. We don't know, Joaquin. We don't know. I mean, that's... Unless you're the general manager, he's the only one that can answer that. Unknown, what's going on? Sheer, welcome in. Thanks for coming by. Really appreciate it. Well, Wayne, Chicago can eat half of Kane's contract with no problem. Chicago's not worried about salary right now because they're obviously terrible. They can retain 50% of Patrick Kane's contract, and then he becomes a $5.25 million cap hit, and that a trade would be workable at a $5.25 million cap hit. So. And it's only through the rest of this year anyway, so it's not like retaining salary would even affect Chicago beyond this year because both Kane and Taves contracts are up at the end of this season. So, the cap hit isn't really going to be that big of an issue for Kane and Taves because Chicago can just eat half of that money. And they're not going to have to worry about, it becoming like a cap problem for them. Yes, Kyle. Connor McDavid, he's on an absolutely ridiculous pace this year. Absolutely ridiculous pace. And we might see a 150-point player. If McDavid can get to 150 points, it would be the first time since Mario Lemieux back in the 90s. Yes, Calgary plays Chicago tomorrow. Chicago plays tomorrow. It's really not confusing, Seth. Nashville operates under Central Standard Time just like almost all the other Central Division teams. So like, that's the big reason Detroit got moved to the Eastern Conference, because Detroit operates under Eastern time. So the times were all screwed up for the other Central Division teams when they would go to Detroit, and like the times would be the times would be all screwed up, because for one team it would be 7 o'clock and for another team it would be 8 o'clock. So that's why Detroit got moved to the Eastern Conference, and Nashville's in the West because they operate under Central Time, which is a Western Conference time zone. Most of the Central Division is Central Time. Yeah, Toronto was in the Western Conference for a while. Um, I remember I have this game. It's like a plug and play TV game. It's not for like an actual console or anything, but it's a plug and play TV game of NHL 95. And in that game in 1995, Toronto is in the Western Conference. They were a Western Conference team for a while. That is true, which is very weird, because that is a team that has no business being in the Western Conference. Like, Toronto should be in the Eastern side of things, against Montreal, against Boston, against Ottawa, like all of their traditional rivals, and like they should be playing those teams and not out west. So that was definitely weird to have the Leafs in the Western Conference, but it was the case for a while. But they had less Western teams back then. Like, when that was the case, they had less actual Western teams to choose from, because that was before the Ducks came in. That was before the Predators came in. That was before I would say Minnesota, but Minnesota just moved to Dallas. But that was before the Wild came in. That was, I think San Jose had like just come in at that point. Western Canadian teams were all there, obviously, but Winnipeg was like, that was right around when Winnipeg moved to Arizona. So like you had that whole thing going on, like, but they had less Western teams back then and less Western cities with NHL teams than they do now. So like now they've added more to the Western Conference, which has pushed, Detroit to the east, Toronto back to the east, Columbus to the east. People forget that the Columbus Blue Jackets were a Western Conference team at one time. And they got moved to the east, I believe, the same year that Detroit did. So there's been many realignments throughout NHL history. There's been many before, and there will be certainly more coming in the future. There's been plenty of realignments. Salt and vinegar chip, Zach. Salt and vinegar. No. Ilya Samsonov is in goal. High quack for Toronto. Samsonov's in net. Yeah, it's a financial thing, Jay. It's a money thing. It's financially difficult on Canadian teams because they have to pay the players in American dollars, but all of their revenue coming in, or most of their revenue coming in from, ticket sales, merchandise, concessions, all of that is paid in Canadian. So now the difference between the Canadian and American dollar plays a huge role there, because they're making most of their money in Canadian, but then have to pay out their players in American. It's a disadvantage to the Canadian teams. And there's also a lot of concern about whether Quebec can financially support two teams. Like, obviously, they have Montreal, and there's questions about whether the Nordiques would even survive there from a fiscal standpoint, or would they end up like the Coyotes, basically going bankrupt. Well, they have a day off in between, Joaquin, so I think it's very well could be Shesterkin again. I would personally start Shesterkin against Vegas and then maybe wait a little bit. I mean, Halak is not great. I think if you're the Rangers, you're riding Shesterkin as your starter as much as you can. Yeah, baby USA, because people don't live there. You have to have a large population center to have a pro sports team. We're talking about billions and billions of dollars, involved with every team. You have to have a large population, a large city to have a team. If you go to the Midwest in the U.S., out where you've got like Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, all of that, like Salt Lake City, I guess, would be your biggest city out there. But even Salt Lake City doesn't have a hockey team, and like there's just nobody lives there. There's not a big enough population to support a team. That's why, like, way up north in Canada and whatnot don't have teams. I mean, the fact that Winnipeg has a team is remarkable in itself because, like, 90% of the western or northern part of Canada, especially the middle part of Canada as well, like north and in the middle, like, there's such low populations of people there. There's not even really big cities. But anyway, we are underway here in the third period. Final 20 minutes of action. Rangers trying to drive home this win, while the Leafs are looking for a comeback here on home ice. Around it goes. New York has it, offensive zone. I mean, maybe way down the line, Joaquin, but the NHL seems hell-bent on keeping the Coyotes in Arizona, so as long as the league wants them there, I think that they're gonna stay there, and until they're absolutely forced to move them, it's probably not gonna happen. No, there's not going to be another California team. They already have 3. Texas will get a team in Houston before before California gets another team. Houston is very high on the list of where the NHL wants to go next. Houston is definitely top 5, probably top 3 on the list. Around now, Giordano sends it up. That one's chipped out. Barclay Goodrow plays it back. Rangers take possession. They're all right. High Quack. I'm not running out to buy one, that's for sure, but I don't look at them and be like, "Oh, get that off my screen." They're fine. Around now, here's Engvall, offensive zone. Sandin keeps it in, but now the Rangers will clear. Nice knockdown, though, by Kampf in the neutral zone. Leafs right back into the offensive end. Around now in the corner. Spin around shot. That one misses wide. Brought up now. Taken back. Lafreniere. He gets into a little bit of a cross-checking match there with Sandin, but they break up. They have a couple of words. And we'll get a face-off coming up now as the Rangers were offsides entering the zone. Just about 2 minutes into this third period, New York still up 2-1. No. There's never... I don't think there's ever going to be a team in Alaska or Hawaii because of the travel. The travel would just be so difficult for those teams. I mean, you're talking about wasting if you went to Hawaii, like, you're spending almost a whole day on a plane, pretty much. Like, they wouldn't be able to do back-to-back games. Like, it would be a disaster logistically. And Alaska is pretty much the same way. It's just so far up in the Northwest that traveling there and back and getting teams to different, from there back to the continental U.S. in time to have a game the next day and stuff just would not happen. Travel would be an absolute nightmare, and neither of them have a super high population either. I mean, I guess, like, some of the Alaskan cities are pretty big, like Anchorage and whatnot, but I don't know. There's not that big of a population there, and travel would be an absolute disaster. Around now, 17-10 to go here in the third. Rangers back in their own zone. Yeah, I mean, Dallas going to Alaska they'd literally have to stop and refuel on the way there. Around now, work down. Leafs have it offensive zone, looking for this tying goal. That deflection goes wide. Ends up along the boards. Anderson back to Kerfoot. That one's broken up by Braden Schneider. He'll clear it up and out of the zone. Cooley able to get that one all the way down. And we got a whistle there. 16:26 to go here. And it looks like a penalty coming up here to Timothy Liljegren. That is going to put the Rangers on the power play and a chance to extend this lead to 2 early here in the third period. That would be... Yeah, the NHL's probably going to do that. That will be like the one-off, like, global series games, Joaquin, like the Blue Jackets and Avalanche played this year over in Finland, or the games in the Czech Republic that the the Predators and Sharks played at the beginning of the year. Like, the NHL does, like, one-off games here and there, or usually a set of 2 games here and there globally throughout this almost, most seasons throughout the year. Obviously they didn't during COVID, but that's nothing new for the league. They'll probably have a global series in Mexico at some point, which means 2 teams will go down. They'll play 2 games against each other, but that's not going to be like any set, regular thing where, like, it's not like they're getting a team there or something. That will just be like a couple games, and just to kind of show off the NHL. M. Gendron, good to see you in the chat. Thanks for coming by. Leafs doing a good job so far on the kill as that's sent all the way down. 50 seconds left on the New York power play. We're ticking down towards 15 minutes to go in this third period, and not a whole lot has changed here. Still 2-1. Rangers carry it up. Here's K'Andre Miller. Cycles that around the glass. Rangers keep it back in front. Here's a chance. Not able to get a shot off Lafreniere. Sends it back to the point. Gets it back, and now he rips one shoulder save Samsonov. Big stop there. It's out to the blue line, but kept in the zone. Rangers still on the attack. 15 seconds left on the power play. Puck gets worked out to Miller. Plays it to the half wall. Taken by Capo Kakko. Down low, Lafreniere. His pass attempt gets blocked. Back to Kakko. Out high, Miller. Trying to get it back to the half wall, but it's deflected away. Kakko plays it now. Top of the circle. Power play's ended. We're back to 5-on-5. The Leafs have killed it off. Around now, 14:15 to go in the third. Miller plays it back to Hedl. Hedl with a shot. Big save by Samsonov. That's a monster stop there, keeping this a one-goal game. Toronto sends it all the way down, though. It's going to be icing. We'll get a whistle with 14:02 to go here in the third, and an ozone draw on the way here for the Rangers. Kreider had a wide open net there on the power play and missed it. Just had it bounce right off his stick and miss it. Now VC off the draw. His shot attempt gets blocked. Ends up in the corner. Fox pinches down to try and keep it there, but the Leafs clear it out. Back to the New York end. Lindgren has it. We tick now under 14 minutes to go in this third period. It's carried up into the offensive zone. Trocheck. His pass goes off the skate of Tavares, who clears it out. Because they didn't want to pay him what he was asking for, no Mander. He wanted more money than what the Leafs were willing to pay him. So he left as a free agent and signed with Carolina. Into the offensive zone now. Here's Matthews. Long shot there from the point. That misses wide. Karam's off the boards. Rangers come back the other way. Up over the red line into the offensive end. Here's Gauthier driving in. And Samsonov able to hold the post. As the net comes flying off, we get a whistle and a bit of a scrum here. As Giordano and Cooley are getting into it. Samsonov not happy. But the net comes off. That leads to the whistle. This game remains 2-1. Yes, there is no Mander. It's called capfriendly.com. They have all the anything money. Really, they have almost everything hockey related on that site. But anything as far as money, contracts, salary cap, all of that, you got to go to capfriendly.com. Sens fan, what's going on? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Hey now, welcome. Good to see you in the chat. I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Thanks for coming by. Third period action. We've gone to our first commercial break. We're down under 14 minutes to go. And New York continues to lead this one, trying to steal a win on the road in Toronto, up 2-1. Hey, what's going on, Earth Citizen? Welcome in. Thanks for coming by. Really appreciate it. I have no idea, Joaquin, when they play on TNT again. No idea. It probably won't be next week, though. Nope, next week Carolina and Buffalo are on TNT. And then the week after, it's the Wild and Stars. And the week after that, it is Chicago and Toronto. So no, the Rangers don't have any more TNT games coming up anytime soon. Works now. Jacob Trouba back into the offensive end. We're underway. Back from the commercial. Rangers in the attacking zone, trying to keep it. It's cleared up, though, by Morgan Riley. He'll carry now over the red line into the offensive end. Shot there. That one gets blocked. Puck ends up in the corner. Trouba with a big hit on Riley. Worked around out high. And that's cleared up and all the way down. Taken now. Panarin can't get to it before Samsonov. Engvall has it. He plays it back to the defense. Over now to Riley. And the Leafs dump it up into the offensive end. Shesterkin comes out and sends it up the wall. Trying to get back across. Shot there. That one goes wide. And the net is off as Shesterkin had to scurry to get back into his net after turning that puck over up the boards. Both posts are off. So he was very frantic there trying to get back into the net, and he ended up knocking it off. Both posts pop up out. And that's going to lead to a whistle. Toronto is not happy because they had a great scoring chance. And it's going to be an offensive zone face-off. Hey, Andrew, what's going on? First day was pretty good. How are you? Thanks for coming by. Good to see you. Off the draw now, it's back down to the Toronto end. They'll carry up through the middle. Over the line, dumped into the offensive zone. Bunting on the forecheck against Fox, but Trocheck gets back to dig out the puck. He'll leave it up and out of the zone. And that's going to be icing as his dump-in attempt came from behind the red line. 11:32 to go in the third. And it'll be an offensive zone draw here for the Leafs as they're still looking for this tying goal. And trying to get another one by Igor Shesterkin. Nothing in the back of the net for Toronto since early in the first period when Pontus Holmberg scored. Hockey error. What is going on? Welcome in. Up now. Rangers don't get it out. At least for the chance in front. Here's Marner on the backhand. He just plays it to the wall. Yeah, Canada has completely different TV channels than the US, Joaquin. So, like, Canada doesn't have ESPN. Canada doesn't, they don't have ESPN the way like we do. They've got totally different like ownership and stuff up there. So like when games are on ESPN or TNT, they don't have TNT. Like when the Canadian broadcasting deal is with like Sportsnet and TSN, whereas in the U.S., there might be one more too up in Canada, but in the U.S., there's there's ESPN and there's TNT that have TV deals with the NHL. In Canada, it's completely different networks that have the NHL TV rights. So SNE then has a deal in place with ESPN to be able to carry ESPN games. So like there's an agreement there to be able to have those games on their channel. But Canada has TSN and Sportsnet, and the US has TNT and ESPN. But it's different with different countries what you can watch on. 10 minutes now to go in the third period. Rangers trying to cycle around in the offensive zone. So yeah, CBC was the third one that I was thinking of. They show some games too. Well, I feel like they don't show as many as they used to. Because I remember CBC kind of being a big deal. Like back in like the mid-2000s. I don't know. Like when I was a kid watching hockey, I feel like CBC was a big deal. And now I just don't really hear about it much anymore. Kind of feels like Sportsnet has taken over a bit, but yeah, they also show games as well. Nope, the Cup final alternates every year between TNT or ESPN/ABC. It's all the same company. So it alternates every year. So whatever it was on last season, which I believe was ESPN, this year it's on TNT. Then next year it will be on ESPN ABC again. So it just flip-flops for the entirety of the current TV deal, which I believe was signed for 7 years, if I'm not mistaken. I hope it's a good weekend for you, Austin. Yeah, so CBC does Saturday night in playoff games. Yes, that was part of the new TV deal, No Mander. The All-Star game alternates every year. The Stanley Cup final alternates every year. Playoffs are split between the two networks. So like TNT gets 50% of the games and ESPN gets 50% of the games. That's how the TV deal is written up. So yeah, the Stanley Cup final last year was on ABC. This year it'll be on TNT. All right, we're coming back now from the commercial break. Rangers still with this 2-1 lead. Taken down now, bottom below. I don't know. I haven't watched enough of the Leafs this year to be able to pick a goalie. I would say probably Samsonov, but I've only watched like 7 or 8 Leafs games this year, so I don't know. I'm not the coach or have any idea of who should be in net. I would probably pick Samsonov. I think he's been a little bit better, but I don't know. That's for Sheldon Keefe to decide. Shot in there. That one gets sent around. Down low, chipped up, trying to get it up the wall. Under 9 minutes to go now in the third. Leafs not able to control in the offensive zone as Zibanejad steals it back. No, of all of NBC, ESPN, and TNT, all of the hockey networks that I've watched hockey on, TNT is absolutely my favorite. Absolutely my favorite with TNT. If I was to order them, I would say TNT, NBC, ESPN. ESPN I don't nearly like as much, but TNT's been my favorite since they've come on. Aiden, what's going on? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Worked around now. That's sent all the way down. Cleared. And that is an icing call as Adam Fox wasn't able to connect on that pass. It will be an offensive zone draw for the Leafs as they're still looking for this tying goal. Taken around now. Here's Marner. Moved across. Taken down. Played with it. Here's Marner trying to get it on goal. That goes off the outside of the net. Bunting gets to the loose puck. Fires one up high, but it's over the bar and off the glass. No, I do not, Andrew. As it's into the offensive zone. Barclay Goodrow trying to keep it down low. Leafs gain possession back, and they'll carry back up ice. Yes, what is going on? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Moved around now over the red line. Dumped into the offensive zone. Trying to dig it down low. Taken there by Holmberg. He's chased by Kakko. Moved back here. 6:50 to go in the third. Rangers still up by a goal. Trying to hold this lead. Toronto's got to get the offense going. We're down to 6.5 minutes left. They're running out of time. Up it goes now. Out to the neutral zone. Here's Tavares with it. Top of the circle. Shot there. Saved by Shesterkin. Rebound chance. Yarncrook. Back out high. Long blast from the point. Liljegren gets stopped. Rebound chance in front. Digging away at the puck. And nobody's able to get it by Shesterkin. Back out high. Liljegren D to D. Played there now. Shot by Tavares. Trying to take this one down. Schneider sends it around the boards. And the Rangers finally get it out of their end. What a golden opportunity on that scramble. But not able to get it to the back of the net. This game stays 2-1. Played now Panarin. Knocked down Zibanejad into the offensive zone. Kreider back to Panarin. Hops over his stick. He couldn't get a shot off. Around it goes now, out through the middle. Dumped in by Bunting. Leafs will chase on the forecheck. Bunting comes in and hits Lindgren. Panarin chops it up the boards, but not out. Kept in by Marner. Back to the far side corner. Bunting first on it. He knocks down Lindgren again. Those two continue to go back and forth. And Justin Hall will chase back out from the neutral zone. Marner with it. He gets pinned up along the boards. Under 5 minutes now remaining in the third. Malika, what's going on? Dorman, welcome in. And a low shot there. Shesterkin able to get a piece of it. Leafs pouring on the pressure. Still set up in the offensive zone. Matthews looks to throw it in front but can't get it through. And Chris Kreider will finally just send it all the way down the ice. It'll be icing if it reaches, which it does. 4:35 left here in the third. It'll be an offensive zone faceoff for Toronto, trying to tie this game. Still 2-1 Rangers as we are getting down to the end of this one. It is certainly crunch time now. Right off the draw, one to Giordano. His shot gets blocked, and it's knocked out to the neutral zone by Barclay Goodrow. Around now. I'm doing pretty good, Malika. Thank you. Trying to dig it out. Leafs still have it in the attacking end. Nylander. Nylander, spin around shot, deflected in front, loose puck, and they score! Toronto ties the game! It's Timothy Liljegren on the rebound, making it 2-2 with 4:11 to go here in the third. And Toronto back even as Liljegren is able to find the rebound and put it in the back of the net over the glove of Shesterkin. Rangers pinned in their own zone over and over and over again. It finally comes back to bite them. And we've got 4:11 to go in the third period. Does somebody finish this in regulation, or are we going to go to overtime? One back now. Leafs take possession off the draw. Over the red line and dumped in. Ripped around. Lindgren backhands it off the boards. Chip to the middle. Trying to take it back in. Brought out now. Played back. Leafs regroup in their own zone. Trying to carry up to the offensive end, but Engvall's just going to curl back and make a possession play. Hey, Yoshi Bros, what's going on? Welcome. Thanks for being here. Good to have you. Around now, that one's Taken by New York, but not out of the zone. Leafs keep it in. Good pinch from Sandin. Now Bunting has it. Throws it out in front. Shesterkin has to make a great save on Matthews right on the doorstep as he gets a couple whacks at it, but Shesterkin keeps it out. And this game remains tied at 2 here as we're down to the final few minutes. We'll head to our last commercial break of the third. And this is going to be quite a finish. We'll see if we get overtime or not. But this one's coming right down to the end. Gordon, what's going on? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Third period action. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Really appreciate it. And that is going to bring us to a stoppage, a chance to catch our breath here. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Awesome to have you here. And really means a lot. Please don't forget, it helps a ton if you can hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't yet. I cover the entire NHL, so fans of all teams are welcome and wanted. And we're just trying to build a hockey community where everybody can come together and enjoy hockey. I do not have the HGH Discord link, Zarbian, so no, I cannot. Aurelio, what's going on? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Hey, thank you, Earth Citizen. It's awesome to have you here watching. Glad that you're enjoying the stream. As Ottawa still leads the Islanders 2-1, and Dallas is up 2-1 on Carolina. Those are the only games that have started yet. And there's only 2 games coming up later, including the Oilers against the Blue Jackets, and there's one more, Vancouver against Seattle. Pretty light night on the schedule tonight. All right, we're back from the commercial break. We're going to finish this one out. Rangers and Leafs. Offensive zone draw for Toronto. They win it back. Spin around shot from Marner. That one just deflects wide. Panarin takes it now for New York. And he's able to get it up to Zibanejad. Zibanejad can't carry into the offensive end, though. Leafs take possession again as we tick under 3 minutes remaining. Now to the offensive zone. Top of the circle. Shot there from Marner goes high. Off glass. Bunting not able to keep it in. Rangers come the other way. Carried to the attacking zone. VC gets around one defender but loses the puck to the corner. Panarin now. Back out. Long shot from the point. Misses wide. Another chance there. That one deflects to the corner. Leafs first on it as Marner will clear the zone. Back to the red line. Taken, though, by Trocheck. Coming the other way. Vinny Trocheck with a shot. And a nice glove save there by Samsonov, who will cover that up with 2:16 remaining here in the third period. And we are inching closer and closer to OT with every second that knocks off this clock. Daniel, what's going on? Welcome. Thanks for coming by. Thank you, baby USA. Offensive zone draw now for New York. And that one is one back. Played to Fox. Fox sends it down low. Barclay Goodrow chases after it. Trying to work it around. Behind the net, Goodrow back out in front. Not able to get a shot off. Now he tries a short side jam. And Samsonov holds the post. Rangers back with it, offensive end. Out high, dumped back deep. Under 2 minutes to go. Goodrow steals the puck. Tries to get it across for Trocheck, but couldn't get it through the Toronto D. Rangers still keep it in the offensive zone, but now Kreider turns it over. And that's brought up now by the Leafs into the offensive end. It's Nylander. Nylander to the middle. Giordano with a long shot that just goes wide. Shesterkin may have gotten a piece of it. And then he gloves down the second chance as well. Covers that up with 1:26 remaining here in the period. And it will be an offensive zone face-off now for the Maple Leafs. Yes, they are, No Mander. Yes, they are. And looks like the Rangers are going to use their timeout here with 1:26 to go in the third. Obviously, with the game knotted up, overtime is a very, very real possibility. But both of these teams are going to try and see if they can't get a quick offensive chance and end it before then. We're at a timeout. There's 1:26 left. I just said that, DJ. One back now. Off the draw, Rangers chip it up and out of the zone. Good clear there for New York. Leafs send it right back in. Played by Miller. Around the wall. And that's cleared out. Kept at the blue line by Kampf. Miller will try again. This time he gets up to Trocheck. Into the offensive zone. Zibanejad chases on the forecheck. 1 minute to go in the third period. Game tied at 2. Down in the corner, Liljegren gives it over to Vesey. Vesey steals for the Rangers. They'll set up in the attacking zone. Played around now. Zibanejad in front. Redirected. Oh, what a save! Panarin gets a great redirection on goal, but Samsonov is able to find it in time and covers that one up. Offensive zone draw for the Rangers on the way, but what a stop, and a game-saving stop by Ilya Samsonov as Panarin from the top of the crease able to get that in on goal. Wow. Ozone draw now here for New York. 48 seconds left to try and score a goal. Sent to Zibanejad along the wall. He cycles with Panarin in front. Vesey rolls off his stick. Taken back the other way now. Toronto with it out of the zone. Cleared through neutral ice. Have a good night, Cap. Thanks for being here, and hopefully we talk soon. 25 seconds to go. Leafs dump it back in. Rangers take possession up to Panarin across. And that flies up. Doesn't go into the bench area, though. The Leafs take possession back. And looks like we're going to go to overtime here as Marner into the offensive zone. 5 seconds left. One last opportunity now for Toronto. Shot ends up getting blocked in front. Rebound chance off the post. And not sure if it would have counted. The clock struck 0 right around that same time, but Tavares just rang one off the pipe. It was off the crossbar, right before the buzzer sounded. Holy cow, that was close. Ernie, what's going on? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Good to have you in the chat. And this game is going to overtime, so we got a quick break here at the end of regulation, and then we are off to OT. And we'll see if 3-on-3 action can finish this one. It is a 2-2 game between the New York Rangers and Toronto Maple Leafs. Both teams get a point. We'll see who's going to get that second point and take it here in the extra time. But again, welcome in, everybody. Really, really appreciate you all watching. Awesome to have you here tonight. What a game this has been. What a finish we have coming up. And please don't forget, it helps out a ton if you can hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't yet. I cover the entire NHL on this channel, so fans of every team are welcome and wanted here. We're just trying to build a hockey community where everyone can come together, enjoy hockey, and have some fun. Avi, what is up, man? Welcome. Thank you so much for coming by. Good to have you in the chat. Really appreciate it. You're just in time for overtime. This is going to be awesome. Nope. Overtime has been 3-on-3 for a number of years now, Zach. That is really not that new. I had a podcast with Steel Flyers for the last 2 years, hey now. But I didn't have time to do that anymore, and I doubt I'm going to have time to ever do one again. I just started a new full-time job, so... yeah, my time is running low as far as this is concerned, as that one's brought in. Marner tries to tuck in front. Oh, Mitch Marner! What a goal! Toronto! Not even 30 seconds into overtime finishes this one off. And Mitch Marner, with an absolutely sick move to the front of the net, puts it by Shesterkin, and the Leafs win. That happened so fast. Unbelievable move. Unbelievable as Marner just carries into the offensive zone, weaves through the Rangers, gets by Panarin, around Zibanejad, tucks it by Miller and by the goaltender Shesterkin, and Toronto wastes no time finishing this off in OT. Mitch Marner with this slick goal. And this one is done. The Leafs win again. What an unreal finish there by Marner. That was McDavid-esque. Going through 3 guys and the goalie in the offensive zone with that ridiculous move in front, pulling it to the forehand as he falls down. That looked like Connor McDavid there. That was unreal. What a phenomenal goal for Marner. 18th of the year, and it's an OT winner. As Toronto takes this one over the Rangers. So that is going to bring me to the end of this. Stream is done. Toronto with a big win. Congratulations to them. Rangers, GG's. At least you got a point out of it. You know, every point matters at the end of the season when it comes to the standings and positioning for the playoffs. So, Rangers do get a point, but Toronto finishes it off in OT. Great win for them. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Before you go, please don't forget, it really means a lot if you hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And have a great night, everybody. I hope you have a great day tomorrow as well. I'm not sure when my next stream is going to be, so be on the lookout on the community tab for my schedule posts. And we'll see what next week brings us. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys again. Really appreciate you all so much. Good night, and see you guys next time.